Everyone wants to grow their business and take it to new levels of success. But oftentimes, moving forward is not as easy as it seems. With Globe Business Digital Workforce Solutions, you're unlocking your full potential with advanced digital tools and invaluable data fueling your business growth like never before. Boost your productivity, easily access data analytics, make better strategies and decisions. Taking your business to the next level doesn't need to be daunting. With Globe Business Expert teams, you are always assured to be provided with relevant solutions that support your business now and in the future. Because your success is our success. To learn more about our digital workforce and marketing technology solutions, visit the Globe Business website today.
One business takes on many challenges. But when they're beyond what one can solve, it'll take more. Each one pitching in to form seamlessly linked solutions. And with a partner to innovate and collaborate, we can create better experiences than we ever could alone, to become more valued than we'd ever be on our own. Because there's nothing greater than working as one to make an impact in people's lives. Redefine our greatness. Globe Business.
Enable great work days anywhere with all the tools you need in one. Globe Business Work Anywhere solution. Own greater tomorrows.
How can businesses handle uncertainties, innovate freely, and keep things running smoothly in today's market? With Globe Business Cloud, cybersecurity, and next-generation connectivity solutions, you can maximize our expertise and wide network of partners to optimize your operations and ensure your business agility while securing your digital assets, allowing you to concentrate on growing your business. Imagine your operations not simply running, but thriving on the cloud. Scale your operations to ensure that you are ready to respond rapidly to market opportunities and adapt to new technologies without the hassle. It's not just about keeping up. It's about staying ahead. Building and maintaining your customers' trust is an ongoing process. And with our cybersecurity solutions, you can ensure that every interaction, every transaction with your customers is secure. Because in today's business landscape, trust is not just earned, it is continuously nurtured. Our business needs to move at the speed of today's demands, and that requires robust connectivity. Ensure that your operations are not just connected, but optimized for maximum efficiency, able to handle today's needs while being future-ready. Because in a world that never stops, your business shouldn't either. Accelerate your journey towards business sustainability and resiliency with our cloud, cybersecurity, and next-generation connectivity solutions. We don't just revolutionize your operations. We are with you in propelling your business towards sustainable success. Visit our website to learn more.
Everyone wants to grow their business and take it to new levels of success. But oftentimes, moving forward is not as easy as it seems. With Globe Business Digital Workforce Solutions, you're unlocking your full potential with advanced digital tools and invaluable data fueling your business growth like never before. Boost your productivity, easily access data analytics, make better strategies and decisions. Taking your business to the next level doesn't need to be daunting. With Globe Business Expertise, you are always assured to be provided with relevant solutions that support your business now and in the future. Because your success is our success. To learn more about our digital workforce and marketing technology solutions, visit the Globe Business website today.
One business takes on many challenges. But when they're beyond what one can solve, it'll take more. Each one pitching in to form seamlessly linked solutions. And with a partner to innovate and collaborate, we can create better experiences than we ever could alone, to become more valued than we'd ever be on our own. Because there's nothing greater than working as one to make an impact in people's lives. Redefine our greatness. Globe Business.
Enable great workdays anywhere with all the tools you need in one. Globe Business Work Anywhere solution. Own greater tomorrows.
How can businesses handle uncertainties, innovate freely, and keep things running smoothly in today's ever-changing market? With Globe Business Cloud, cybersecurity, and next-generation connectivity solutions, you can maximize our expertise and wide network of partners to optimize your operations and ensure your business agility while securing your digital assets, allowing you to concentrate on growing your business. Imagine your operations not simply running, but thriving on the cloud. Scale your operations to ensure that you are ready to respond rapidly to market opportunities and adapt to new technologies without the hassle. It's not just about keeping up. It's about staying ahead. Building and maintaining your customers' trust is an ongoing process. And with our cybersecurity solutions, you can ensure that every interaction, every transaction with your customers is secure. Because in today's business landscape, trust is not just earned, it is continuously nurtured. Our business needs to move at the speed of today's demands, and that requires robust connectivity. Ensure that your operations are not just connected, but optimized for maximum efficiency, able to handle today's needs while being future-ready. Because in a world that never stops, your business shouldn't either. Accelerate your journey towards business sustainability and resiliency with our cloud, cybersecurity, and next-generation connectivity solutions. We don't just revolutionize your operations. We are with you in propelling your business towards sustainable success. Visit our website to learn more.
Globe afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We'd like to give a few reminders before we begin our program. We are using the Zoom webinar today, so please note that we have temporarily disabled your audio. For a better experience, make sure to connect to a stable internet source to avoid unintentional disconnection in our virtual webinar room. In case you lose connection to our virtual meeting room, refresh or reload the link to our virtual webinar room to re-access our webinar session. If you have any questions and queries for our speakers, please click the Q&A button in your Zoom application to participate in our Q&A segment. Lastly, this webinar is recorded for documentation purposes. All right, let's get this show started. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carla Barreto, and I'd like to officially welcome you all to Globe Business, technically speaking, the future of business, adopting a data-driven and automated approach. It is my absolute pleasure to be your host for this webinar as we explore the various tools and solutions from industry leaders like Inquiro, M360, AdSpark, Snowflake, and Genesys. Now, as business owners, it is important to recognize the role that data plays in growing and improving our businesses, which is why today we'll be learning how data-driven solutions can be used to help your customer engagement grow through automation. Along with their innovative solutions and tools, our industry partners will share their experiences and how they were able to use these solutions in real-world scenarios. That'll definitely be interesting to hear later. But apart from that, you can also get the chance to have your own questions answered by our guest speakers during our panel discussion. Wonderful. So please make sure to listen attentively and note down your questions for later, and we'll try to have those answered by our panelists. Excuse me. And to make things even more exciting, we are also raffling off fun and exciting prizes in this program. So make sure to keep those eyes peeled and look out, because you could be one of our lucky winners just a little bit later. We've got quite the program ahead of us, so I think it's just right that we officially start things off by hearing from someone who understands the importance of using data-driven solutions to grow businesses. Everyone, please welcome Globe Business's Vice President for Product, Ms. Angeline Po.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to have you all with us today for this installment of Technically Speaking, the Future of Business, Adopting a Data-Driven and Automated Approach. Today, we will be exploring the power of data and automation and how these vital tools can transform your business. In today's rapidly evolving digital world, businesses need every advantage they can get. Data and automation are no longer just nice to haves. They are essential for driving growth and staying ahead of the curve. Data analytics provides valuable insights into customer behavior, market trends, and operational efficiency, while intelligent automation allows us to streamline processes, freeing up valuable time and resources for more critical and strategic tasks. And throughout this session, we'll be diving into innovative solutions from Inquiro, M360, AdSpark, Snowflake, and Genesys. Our expert partners will share their insights and demonstrate how these tools can revolutionize our businesses. We will examine real-world use cases, discuss best practices, and uncover the keys to unlocking the full potential of data and automation. At Globe Business, we are passionate about empowering businesses like yours. We believe in working side by side with you, providing the technology and guidance you need to succeed in this digital age. So for today, we encourage you to actively participate in the discussions. Feel free to ask questions and share your thoughts so we can make this a productive and insightful session for everyone. Collectively, let's explore the future of our businesses and discover how we can leverage data and automation to shape a brighter tomorrow. Thank you and enjoy the session.
Thank you so much for starting us off with that lovely message, Ms. Angeline. Always great to know that Globe Business, along with its industry partners, are always ready to help local businesses thrive with the use of digital solutions. Now, as we get ready to hear from our guest speakers, we first got a short activity prepared for you called Data-Driven Growth. Is your business ready? There we are. Is your business ready? Here are the mechanics. First off, I will be asking some general questions about your businesses, just so we can get a general feel of how everyone is doing and how you see things. And then the Zoom moderator, pay attention to your Zoom interface on your device. They will launch the polls as to which everyone will need to answer either a yes or a no. Now, don't you worry, there are no wrong answers here. We just want a general understanding of where everyone is at the moment in terms of their data-driven journey, when it comes to your respective businesses. All right? Very, very simple. So let's begin now with the first question, and that is, do you think uncovering hidden potential in your business is important? Again, do you think uncovering hidden potential in your business is important? Yes or no, hit that submit button. Let's see those votes coming in. All right. I'm also checking out the Zoom webinar as we speak. All right. Is it important? Well, a quick explanation behind why we're asking that. Most businesses actually have untapped potential hidden within their data. And today we're going to explore how to uncover and leverage these insights. Thank you everybody for casting those votes. We've got a few more questions to go in order for us to really just get that better idea of where you're all at. All right. Full results are coming in right now. Okay, moving on now to the next question. Is gaining a deeper understanding of your customers a priority for you? Once again, is gaining a deeper understanding of your customers a priority for you? Let's give you all a moment to answer that question as well. Okay, all good. Now, why do we ask? You say, well, deeper understanding of your customer leads to better products, services, and marketing. And look at that, 100% of you actually answered yes. We're already ahead of the curve here. Very good, everyone. All right, that means everybody finds it important, absolutely. Number 3, have you ever found it challenging to precisely identify your target market? Again, yes or no question. Pretty straightforward. Have you ever found it personally challenging to identify your target market? We'll give you a couple more moments to do that. All right, yes or no question. No wrong answers though. Now let's take a look at what it all means. And again, why do we ask? Well, data analytics can help pinpoint your ideal customers and their needs. 79% of you said yes, you do find it challenging. 21% said no. Well, that's good news as well. That means you have a deep understanding of your target market, but it's a very common challenge and very, very understandable. Let's move on now to number 4. Is acquiring new customers beyond your existing base a goal for your business? Again, is acquiring new customers beyond your existing base a goal for your business? Again, no wrong answers here. It's different for every business. We understand that. All right, we'll give you one last quick moment to answer yes or no. All right, and the thought behind this, why do we ask, is it important to your business or is it a goal? It's because we'll be discussing strategies today for expanding your customer base using data-driven techniques. Now, 93% of you said that it is a goal for your business. 7% said no, maybe it's a very specific base of customers they're after. And we love having this broad spectrum of businesses and different goals, right? So let's move on now to question number 5. Next up, do you believe real-time data is crucial for making informed business decisions? Again, do you believe that real-time data is crucial for making informed business decisions? The poll is up. Let's make sure you get those votes in. Again, that's yes or no questions. No wrong answers. Every business is different. And those results should be coming in shortly. But here's the thought behind this one about real-time insights. Real-time insights enable us to get agile responses from market changes, or to market changes rather, and customer needs. And 93% of you believe that real-time data is crucial. 7% said no. So again, we can see how every business is different goals in line, which brings us to our last question of this little activity. And that is, do you see the value in creating personalized experiences for your customers? Again, do you see the value in creating personalized experiences for your customers? Yes or no question, our last of this set, just to help us get a general understanding of you all. Okay, let's take a look. And as for why we ask, well, personalization drives customer satisfaction and loyalty in today's market. And 100% of you actually said yes. Everyone in this group now says that they see the value in creating personalized experiences for your customers. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for participating in that short activity. I think that was very insightful and able to give us a better idea of what we can expect from our speakers during their presentations. Now, as I got to mention earlier, it is very natural for businesses to always collect data about their customers in order to help grow their businesses. Well, whether it be to improve their communication channels, maybe to increase their performance digitally, or even to introduce new customer engagement strategies, data always plays a vital role in all of this. But a lot of local businesses have yet to fully harness that power of the data that they hold. And this is where the importance of data analytics comes in. And so, here to give us a better idea of how we can grow our business through data analytics, let's welcome on our screens Globe Business Director, Business Consultant, Solutions Consulting, and Architecture, Sir Ejin Kanda.
Good afternoon. Um, Hope you had lunch na, or at least you're done taking coffee. If not, you're still taking your coffee. My name is Eugene Kanda. As mentioned, I'm one of the heads of Business Solutions Consulting of Globe Business. Today, I would be taking you through some concepts and practical business applications related to data analytics. And when done right, these can help organizations establish the infrastructure, governance, and tools that companies and its employees need to make decisions and actions that are backed up by data. First, let's start up with a game. We'll open the chat, and the first one to type in the answer wins 1,000 peso voucher from 917 Lifestyle. You can actually buy clothes and some tech gadgets or tech accessories for your gadgets. And again, we'll open the chat. We'll probably give you 15 to 30 seconds to answer the question related to the game. Here we go. Find the fish. Again, first one to answer the chat with, or at least type in the description of where the fish is in the chat wins. With the help of our tech partners here, let me know if we do have answers already in the chat who or probably they don't want to win that voucher. If none wins, I'll take that. Okay, I think let's proceed, right? So the fish is actually here. Now, the typical question is, or at least for someone who answered, my typical question would be, how did you find the fish? Basic answer is you know what a fish looks like. And the unobvious answer is they also know what a fish doesn't look like. So to speak, the essence of data analytics in relation to the game that we're doing is the elimination of the noise and the search for patterns. So basically, you know what it doesn't look like, and you know what actually a fish looks like. It has a fin, it has a tail, it has scales. So that's actually the pattern of how a fish looks like. Again, data analytics is the process of collecting, or at least defining data analytics, as Merriam-Webster put it. It's the process of collecting, transforming, and organizing data in order to draw conclusions, make predictions, and drive informed decision making. The field encompasses actually different terminologies in the field of data. Data analysis is one, data science, and data engineering. Some of these terms are interrelated, and some are they kind of are intermixed or mixed match with each other. But at the end of the day, its goal is it's basically almost the same. And with data analytics, there are actually four types. It's descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. It's actually self-explanatory to that point. Wherein descriptive tells you actually what happened, or it describes you something. Diagnostic actually tells you why something happened or why something is going to happen. Uh, and in relation to that, predictive analytics tells you what will likely happen. It's not the why, it's what. And the prescriptive analytics is how will you act in terms of what will likely to happen or what will happen. Now, in that sense, um, there are actually different stages of data analysis or making sense of data. Um, but before we proceed with that, I would like to put into context some terminologies here with regards to the different stages, right? The stage one actually is unprocessed data. It comes in various systems and in various points in time. It is generally uncategorized and unmanaged, and more often than not, there is limited information that can be obtained from these data. In relation to unprocessed data, typically companies or businesses do take a look at the data management capability or at least a data management solution. In relation to that, the next stage actually is a statistical analysis, wherein the data is generally organized and normalized. The data in this form can actually be used to generate reports. Typically, this is your business intelligence, so to speak, right? And these statistical information can be obtained from data using standard statistical methods, the median, the means, the standard deviation, and such. And they put in relations to this data, uh, again, using statistical methods like correlation, ANOVA, and MANOVA. Now, I won't go into that. That's very mathematics. Um, but at the end of the day, in relation to data analytics is uh, with regards to the statistical analysis stage, this is where your probability and statistics happen, as well as your data visualization, your presentation of data, your presentation of the historical um, data or the story of what happened again, right? The diagnostic analysis, so to speak. And then the last piece actually is your machine learning, or the last stage is your machine learning, wherein econometrics or the ability to use data trends is used to create mathematical models. And that mathematical model actually is the one being used by the tools, or in the future, probably a more robust artificial intelligence or an algorithm that can spot data patterns. So that is actually machine learning for you. Now, why am I talking about machine learning with regards to data analysis? The reason being is machine learning nowadays goes really hand in hand. It's synonymous, so to speak, with data analysis. As mentioned earlier, data science, data engineering, data analysis can help people understand data, derive insights from it, while machine learning can help your businesses or people create models that improve performance through data. Now, typically, um, machine learning, there are typical questions that you want to ask when doing machine learning or when you're actually at that stage. First and foremost is, do you have the right data? And in relation to that, do you have enough data? The volume of the data actually also correlates to the correctness of the data itself. So, um, in relation to the manual statistical methods of doing sample sizing, typically we do 10 to 20%, right? Is that a good sample size? Statistically, yes. But from a machine learning standpoint, it may not be. And also, would 10% of our population be a good statistical size? Probably yes as well. But again, that doesn't necessarily hold true for machine learning, because at the end of the day, the volume of data gives you more information, gives you more correct, accurate information as well as outliers so that you could actually know whether your model is going to be accurate. Now, at the end of the day, it will not be at first go. It would always be a journey. You can start small and eventually journey big. Again, data ingestion is very, very critical. Another question that always pops into mind, or at least to people using machine learning, is are we selecting the right model? And if you did do that, are you actually optimizing it or doing retrofitting in time? In essence, the major question there is really, is the model really working? And if it's not, you need to iterate at the end of the day. Now, in this slide, I would like to just give a couple of examples on how machine learning has been used. Um, it's actually through different modeling capabilities as well as impute missing data and also doing some scoring or some some may call it right not really pattern analysis but more of behavioral analysis, so to speak. And I put in a a grade on your behavior, and that can actually be used as a guardrail for me to decide what to do with your behavior, so to speak. And a good example of this is credit scoring. Now, moving on to the next slide is some statistics for you in relation to data analysis, so to speak. Right. The first statistic is in relation to the 30% of the advertisers, may it be from Meta or Facebook or in Google, that were actually um, affected by the iOS 14.5 update with regards to Apple opt-in, which actually was launched in April 2021. Yeah, the requirement simply puts that the new apps that would be carried under the iOS uh, operating system would need to have that app tracking transparency prompt. Um, if you would remember the text, or at least the notification message, allow your app to track your activity across other companies' apps and websites. And either you opt in yes or you opt in no. Typically, you answer no. So that actually impacted lots of advertisers using the social media advertising. It was Facebook who was merely affected by around roughly about $14 million as of last year. Um, it impacted their inability to create lookalike audiences. When I say lookalike audiences, these are your typically what your uh, same criteria as you, same propensity as you, probably same behavior as you, same persona as you, or at least your current customers. So that's your lookalike audience. Um, and because of that, the cost per click on Facebook became increased, became costly. And the reason being is that advertisers were leaving the platform, meaning it meant little advertisement or little are investing in Facebook ads, so the cost per click is actually getting higher. Facebook did, sorry, Google was also impacted a bit, but not necessarily as high as Facebook because Facebook is mostly an uh, app-driven platform, or its use is basically mobile app or mobile devices. Unlike Google, it's basically a search engine, and the Google ads there, and the search websites, and if you put websites and go to those websites, technically it's a different matter. It's the cache or the cookies that are impacting that. It's not the ATT that it is impacting you. Another stat, sorry, oh, click too soon. All right. Another statistic here is actually the 41% of marketers believe that the biggest challenge will be inability to track the right data, and I think that's uh, that is solidified by the question or the answers to the questions earlier. And similarly, that was also solidified by the question that our audience agrees that brands agree that unique personalized experiences are important to the future of commerce. I'll move on to the next slide, which is related to somewhat related to to the topic also or the questions earlier is around brand loyalty. Um, Typically, customers or businesses use loyalty and rewards, right? The question here is how can you keep your customers loyal to you? And a whopping 76% of, at least from our statistics from our sources, say that consumers will continue to do businesses with brands that show appreciation, meaning they have loyalty programs or rewards programs. And what do customers typically expect are actually diverse offerings, hybrid rewards, and personalized offers. I believe I'm preaching to the choir here if with regards to loyalty because everyone in the audience, I think it's around majority, if not everyone, is saying that loyalty is a very critical part of how businesses should be doing or at least giving the right customer experience is very critical when it comes to brand loyalty. Now, these four main points were actually also mentioned during the question, and I'm gonna run through them a little bit in summary. It's it's basically customer insight. Businesses nowadays are saying that they are, if not all, majority are saying that they are having trouble. They are challenged with obtaining customer insights that would help them refine and improve their offerings. Most of them also are saying that identifying the right target market. Um, and for the few that have identified the right target market, kudos to you. Maybe you could share that to the other businesses or to us as well. And how do you do that? Um, the third challenge would be the lack of timely and real world feedback on product and performance. This is very, very critical because in an agile world, you call it the VUCA world, vulnerable, uncertain, uh, ambiguous. I forgot the C. Apologize for that. Um, your ability to to pivot from your current product set to a new product set, or at least to iterate your current products, will be very, very critical for your business to thrive. And last but not the least, retaining users and keeping it engaged, which is actually part of loyalty. Now, again, as mentioned in the poll earlier, loyalty is very, very critical for this audience. And it's also very critical among businesses around the world. Now, I would like to take you through um, some of the typical uses or typical use cases where data analytics is actually used. Um, and this is specifically to understand your users through the data. One of the main reasons why businesses embark on data analytics is actually to understand or gain insights about your customers. You want to understand their demographics, their interests, their persona, what's their propensity to buy. Are they techies? Are they yuppies? What's their age group? Are they do they like K-pop or do they like other music genre, so to speak? It really depends on what your business is and what your actual demographics would look like. But it's very, very important that you use data insights so that you could refine your products and services and or market campaigns or create beautiful marketing campaigns and strategies. Another use for data analytics is acquiring new customers or basically customer acquisition beyond your customer base or your current customers or through your current channels. Um, One way or two ways to do this is actually explore other sources of data. You may have your own data sources, your current database, your current customer um, CRM or the data in your CRM. and but you can expand that through other databases as well, maybe from your subsidiaries, or maybe from your adjacencies, or maybe from, of course, from your competitors. It's a good data to get, right? Jokingly aside, but again, you may have the same set of data, or at least the same set of customers, if you're in the same field, right? Another item there is actually lookalike modeling, wherein you can use adjacent data or adjacent data sets to mimic or look at your uh, current customer base, and what are the demographics, and what are their interests, and generate the same set from a different generate the same model from a different database. So this actually goes hand in hand. These two methods. At the end of the day, you can use it uh, standalone, but more often than not, it's very powerful if you do it both. Another item here is specifically to footfall analytics. It's anything with relate to a vicinity or location. It's actually a new use of data analytics, something that is called footfall traffic or footfall analytics, or in layman's terms, is people traffic analysis. It's actually the process of collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data related to the number of people entering or exiting a given space or a vicinity, or an actually specific location. Typically, it is used to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of various business operations. An example of that is branches, right? If you are a business that is expanding, and if I'm looking at different locations to put in my branch, do I have the right foot traffic for my target market? Do I have the correct foot traffic or enough foot traffic for my target audience, or the age group, my target age group? Or do I have enough traffic wherein I could put in a advertisement here that is related to, say, an alcoholic advertisement? Are there really people in the at legal age that pass through here that actually drinks whiskey or actually drinks beer? So it be. Now, in relation to that, um, the most common application, or at least the most obvious application, is the billboards in EDSA, specifically in Guadalupe, right? Advertisers know that's prime spot. Prime spot because of one main reason. It's EDSA volume traffic. People are stuck there. People are looking at the advertisements. At the end of the day, that's brand recognition. Another good example here is specifically the advertisements during prime time or peak hours in television. It's it's different. It's a different price. It's more costly. The reason being is you have a wider reach, because people are typically at home. People who are work are already at home watching TV, and it's prime spot to put in advertisements there. It's basically that footfall. The more the more people going in and out of a location, it's more likely that your business, or what type of business or advertisement that you put into there, would be very successful. Okay, last example that I would like to impart to everyone is with regards to a score that I was mentioning earlier. Um, this is specifically not really new, at least new in the Philippines. It's entered the Philippines, but it's becoming mainstream. It's been there, it's out there, but it's becoming mainstream because of one main reason, and I'll get into that later. It's basically leveraging behavior data um, to evaluate the worthiness. So let's call it for now worthiness. A typical use of this, again, as mentioned earlier, was the credit score. That is specifically for credit worthiness. So the higher your credit score, the worthy you are to basically get higher credit, or get quickly approved with a loan. So that's basically for bank individuals. The the slowly becoming mainstream score that I'm going to talk about is related to credibility score. It measures the overall trustworthiness of a person or a consumer using alternative behavioral data points. Credibility, again, credibility score is not meant to replace credit score, but is meant, or at least right now, used to augment the credit score by adding a different point of view or a different POV. In credit score typically is for the bank. Credibility score, let's call it for the unbanked, or at least people who don't have much um, high uh, financial bank transactions, so to speak. Now, I'm going into the last few slides of my presentation. Uh, Typically, I would like to impart just this data-driven um, decision making. The value of that, for me, we only have four, or at least for me, it's just four. For businesses, they always need real time. And again, as mentioned in the poll earlier, as you've answered, you want real time data. And real time data would always help you design, redesign, develop, and redevelop your solutions or your offerings to meet the current market demands. And as we know, market demands changes every time, more often than not in the recent times because probably of the next generations compared to the older generations that are more patient. Again, no, no disrespect to the newer generations, but we know that the newer generations grew in a fast-paced environment, so they also want fast-paced changes and fast-paced iterations as well. Companies also must understand the market trends to implement relevant technological or at least relevant technology solutions that support their business goals. That's in relation to the value of number one, right? This is more for your current market demands, and the second item is specifically to your business KPIs or to your internal goals. Um, Maybe your operational standards, maybe your operational efficiencies, or just simply reducing your operational expense. Tracking data and tracking how you perform is very, very critical as well for you to succeed. Again, um, revenue is one thing that actually makes your business thrive, but adding operational efficiencies would also help that also help your business thrive more. Item number three is specific to tech startups and entrepreneurs, but also applicable to any type of business. Um, Always relying on market insights. Data on market insights is always critical for innovation and scalability. Again, related to the item number one that I mentioned earlier in terms of meeting current market needs, you will not innovate or you will not scale until you see um, uh, reasons why. You see that your product is really performing and you see that there are markets that you haven't addressed yet. Last but not the least is, last but not the least is business executives requiring robust market insights to make strategic decisions. And that is in relation to company growth and competitive advantage. Again, not only from a customer standpoint, but also from your competition standpoint. Data on how your competition is performing and or not performing at that would actually give additional insights to how you want to strategize your business or your business goals in the future. Last, second to the last slide is just and let's put this out there. This is a QR code where you can actually scan right now. This is your time to scan. If you have additional questions or want more insights or want more deeper discussions about data analytics, please do this. Please scan the code and let Globe Business help you to accelerate for a future-ready business. And last but not the least, I would like to end my presentation with a quote regarding data. For me, this is anonymous, but it actually strikes for me. It's either you have data to prove something or you just have an opinion. At the end of the day, if you really believe on something, back it up with data, and data will actually tell the truth for you. Good afternoon. Maraming pong salamat, and hope you have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you for that insightful presentation, Sir Ejin. I'm sure, just like myself, a lot of our guests were able to better understand the role of data analytics for the growth of their businesses and customer engagement. Now, moving on to our next presentation, we'll be seeing how the data-driven and automation solutions from Inquiro, M360, and AdSpark from Brave Connective provides a holistic approach to improving customer engagements. I'm sure this is something every business, and no matter the size, can make use of. So let's learn more about Brave Connective with our next speaker. Everyone, please welcome AdSpark's Chief Commercial Officer, Mr. Raf Del Rosario.
Good afternoon, everyone, and we're excited to present here, being part of Brave Connective Holdings, Inc., the capabilities that we can offer to the Globe Group and to its clients. So starting off, hi, I'm Raf Del Rosario, as introduced, the CCO of AdSpark, Inc., and we are part of the Brave Connective Holdings Incorporation, which consolidates the Globe Group's data, digital advertising, and messaging business. So in the process of adopting a data-driven and automated approach, Brave Connective consolidated 3 corporations. First would be Inquiro, which is in charge of data processing of first-party data. We take into account 92 million profiles of targets, demographics, interests, and locations. And through this data, we can drive digital advertising and AI platforms through media planning, buying, and optimization with AdSpark and performance advertising. And of course, message and remind these individuals with a push based on SMS and rich media messaging through A2P and omni-channel messaging solutions. So with this, let me introduce a case study for digital advertising using first-party data. Metrobank, a client of ours since last year, had one objective. They wanted to pinpoint who their true target audience are for 3 MasterCard products. First would be MasterCard World for those frequent travelers, MasterCard Titanium for those premium individuals, and lastly, MasterCard Easy, targeting young millennials about to begin their lives and to get a credit card. So in this process, through Inquiro, we were able to garner 7.3 million audiences. There are bank account owners, travel enthusiasts, online shopaholics, credit card users. And all this data is backed by the GCash database that we were able to garner, those who have placed their bank accounts or even credit lines there. Globe Postpaid, their usage of data and what they consume, whether it's a traveling website, and of course, as well as prepaid for these young millennials. And with this, we executed it in Facebook, Google advertising, utilizing a custom audience and this first-party data. And we optimize it towards traffic and leads generation. And of course, through M360, we had a message push for promos, activity announcements via SMS, WhatsApp, or Viber. So with this, with the first-party data isolated through info, we were able to zoom into the target audience. And that would be 25 to 54-year-olds who are bank account owners, financially illiterate, home utility payers, airport visitors, travel enthusiasts, hotel regulars, credit card enthusiasts, international shoppers, and online shopaholics. And with this, the campaign for 1 month within Facebook and Google through AdSpark was able to garner 15.7 million impressions, 1.9 million of them was reached, 78,000 clicks, but most importantly, 5.8 thousand credit card registrations. And with the data below, we were able to isolate the following. 62% of them were 4-year-olds, and 59% of them were females who were travel enthusiasts and credit card holders themselves. These are the individuals who interacted with the advertising and registered towards the MasterCard Metrobank partnership. And we could see this, that the Metrobank world garnered a plus 98% above CTR benchmark. The MasterCard Titanium garnered a negative 47% cost efficiency in CPM. And the best one would be MasterCard Easy. It was able to garner 76% of web registrations. So what is the total performance of this campaign? We were able to garner 124 cost per acquisition, which is 53% cheaper than the industry benchmark, utilizing first-party data, showing the importance of knowing who your true audience is. For MasterCard World, we were able to garner 170 CPA for travel enthusiasts. For MasterCard Titanium, cost per acquisition of 127. And of course, MasterCard Easy for the millennials, or new startup, at 122 cost per acquisition. So now that we've actually captured these audiences and they have registered, how do we actually remind them or interact with them with promos with the cards that they are holding? And this is where A2P, or omni-channel messaging, powered by M360, comes into play. Through first-party automation and messaging, M360 A2P provides SMS gateways, HSMS, Facebook Messenger, or Viber business messaging. And you can message thousands in one blast. We provide services from one-time PIN, hyper-targeted SMS using the Globe database and Gcash database, Facebook Messenger interaction, as well as Viber business solutions. And of course, there are scenarios that they have already signed up for the credit card. But what happens if potentially they may be delinquents, or you want to remind them moving forward? One of the AI platforms that we have actually included in this mix would be an AI proactive voice assistant. And to make sure that the customers are satisfied and it reduces costs, the AI will converse with the customers immediately. And as an example, let me play this clip for you, and you guys will be shocked because the AI already speaks Tagalog. And it adjusts to how the pauses or disconnections happen here in the Philippines.
Hello, magandang araw po. Ako si Natalie. Ikaw na po ba si Evaliza?
Opo.
Please be informed.
Hello po.
Recorded po ang call for quality and security purposes. Napatawag mo po pala ako para i-remind sa iyo ang tungkol sa account. Naaalala mo ba ang due date at ang amount due?
Opo. Opo. Hello
That's
po.
good to hear po. Pinapayuhan ka naming bayaran ang whole amount sa tamang panahon upang maiwasan ang karagdagang mga charge sa huli ng pagbabayad at araw-araw ng mga rate ng interest. Mas mataas din yung opportunity na madaling makapag-reloan. Kaya't pagkasunduan natin ang tungkol sa inyong pagbabayad, babayaran mo ba ang iyong utang sa oras?
Hindi pa po. Ka-interest ko lang.
Inirekomenda po namin na bayaran mo ang iyong nararapat na bayarin sa tamang panahon upang mapanatili ang iyong positibong credit rating. Gayon din, madaragdagan mo ng malaki ang iyong mga oportunidad na makapag-reloan sa hinaharap. Kaya makakapagbayad ka ba sa tamang panahon?
Next week po.
Siguraduhin na makapagbayad bago ang deadline, August 19.
Opo.
Pwede kang magbayad sa aming mga approved payment partners tulad ng Gcash, 7-Eleven at Cebuana. Alin sa mga option ang gusto mo?
Gcash po.
Okay po, so ang dealer's name ay Dragon Loans. Kailangan mong ilagay ang iyong reference ID na same lang sa iyong lifetime ID. Alam mo na po ba ang iyong lifetime ID?
Opo, opo.
Summarize ko lang po ang call. Evaliza, pumayag ka na magbayad ng 7,884 pesos hanggang August 19. Sa Gcash, gamit ang iyong lifetime ID as your reference. Tama ba ito?
Opo, opo.
Sige po, aasahan namin ang iyong pagbabayad gaya ng napagkasunduan. Magandang araw!
Thank you.
So as you can see there, an exciting capability of AI has come to play, that it actually understands Tagalog already and the natural language. So by doing so, we are able to actually get in contact with delinquent payers for this credit card, as well as reach them out to them with promos. So with this, now that you've actually captured the audience, you've provided reminders, how do you keep them loyal? So through the AI platforms and rewards, it's Spark Rewards here, it's all about rewarding your audience. So our clients have been Nestle, URC, Nissan, and the like. You can give customers unique experiences through telco rewards, whether Globe or Load or Data, Gcash, Shopee, or Lazada vouchers, which they can use in double-digit sales. It could either be through mobile rewards through an alphanumeric code that you can clip in your products or even your website or your promos, which they can claim instantaneously or through a raffle. There could also be social media rewards that boost the engagements of your page. Every time they interact or submit posts within your page, we can automate the process where they're sent a private micro link that allows them to place their phone number and register, and they're given a reward immediately. And all this encapsulates the capability of Brave Connectivity. We are able to garner the awareness and consolidate your marketing funnel from awareness to loyalty. And this is the end of my presentation, and I thank you for this time.
Thank you so much for that demo, Sir Raf. I can tell that it was definitely able to pique the interest of our guests, and I'm sure that many of them are also interested to see how Brave Connective solutions can be implemented into their businesses. We still have the product demos and solutions for Snowflake and Genesys coming up. But before that, I'm happy to announce we'll be taking a short break. So feel free to use this time to take your eyes off the screen for a while. Grab a cup of coffee and get some blood flow by stretching your legs or whatever you'd like. And for those of you who may have questions for our presenters, you may use the Zoom Q&A box to type your questions, and we will have them addressed during our fireside chat later on in the program. Now, once again, if you want the chance to win those exciting prizes, make sure to join. All you have to do is answer the Let's Connect form, which you can access by scanning the QR code that is now on your screen. We'll give you a few moments to scan that. Make sure you answer the form and you will automatically get an entry to our raffle. And trust me, you're going to want to get that done ASAP, because our grand prize is 5,000 pesos worth of GCash credits. Definitely do not want to miss out on that. So fill out that Let's Connect form and make sure you get that entry in. Our program will resume shortly. I'll see you back here in just a bit. Enjoy the break. All right, we are back. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to pick up where we left off. So let's get back to business, shall we? Up next, we'll be hearing about the data modernization program, Snowflake. If your business is looking to collect and organize more efficient data through a single platform, then I'm sure this will definitely be of interest to you. To further give us a better idea about Snowflake and its capabilities, let's welcome Snowflake's Senior Partner Sales Engineer, Mr. Jono Aspesti.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. It's great to be here today to share what Snowflake can do for your business. So, as a quick introduction, Jonathan Asbestos is my name. I'm a senior sales engineer with Snowflake. I've been with Snowflake for over 3 years, so I've really seen how the platform has really evolved, which is what I'm going to share with you today. Next few slides, I'll talk more about what Snowflake can do to help your business to get valuable insights from your data, and then followed by that, I'll share a quick demo of some of the capabilities that you can use Snowflake today. One of the challenges that we see when we talk to customers is that every organization struggles with silos. What we mean by that is that with data comes in many different shapes and forms, whether that's structured data in a table format, whether that's semi-structured data, so maybe your social media feeds like Twitter, Facebook, and so forth. And then you also have unstructured data, say images or PDF documents. And typically those different data types have their own system, right, which you need to manage. You need a dedicated team to manage those different systems. And then usually more often than not, every 3 to 5 years, it'll be time what they call a tech refresh, where it's time you upgrade the hardware on that system. And then you'll have to copy the data or migrate the data from the old system to the new system. So there's a lot of risk involved when it comes to migrations. And so you can see in this graphic here, because of all these disparate systems, it's very hard to actually collaborate. How can the sales teams collaborate more effectively with the marketing teams, right? You may have data of that same user, but sitting on different systems. So you're duplicating the effort. And so one of the things that Snowflake is enabling customers is that to help them eliminate those silos and basically have a platform that is your single source of truth, right? That is fully governed. You only pay for what you use. And so, Snowflake, our mission statement is to really remove that complexity in your environment. In the middle here, this is the Snowflake architecture. It is made up of 5 layers. And in a quick summary, so if we look in the middle here, Snowflake is a platform that is cloud agnostic. So Snowflake is deployed in all the major cloud providers like AWS, Azure, and GCP. It is a fully managed service. So we take care of making sure that the platform is running 24/7. We'll make sure that there are no failures or any corruption issues or upgrades, maintenance. We take care of all that for you. It is your responsibility to just throw your data into Snowflake, and then from there you can analyze your data, you can visualize the data, you can then feed that data to machine learning or even AI, or you can even use that data to build applications. And so we take the complexity away from you so that you can start delivering products and services to your end users. And so, as mentioned, if you look in the diagram here in the middle is the storage layer. So this is where you store all of your data. And again, whether it be structured data, semi-structured or unstructured data. As part of the service, Snowflake will also encrypt and compress your data for you. So that's the first layer in the middle. The next layer is what we call the elastic compute. Now, this layer is where you can spin up compute clusters, if you will. Well, we call them warehouses. And basically, you can dedicate different warehouses for different business users. You can have one dedicated for your data science teams. You can have one dedicated for your analysts. You can have another one dedicated for your dashboarding purposes. And so because Snowflake lives in the cloud, the elasticity, the scale is near infinite. So you can imagine how big or how small you can, really size the environment. I mean, based on your needs. And not only can we, spin up, these compute clusters of CPUs, but we can also, spin up compute clusters with GPUs if you need to. We can also execute different programming languages. So not just SQL, right? If you have data engineers who are using Python or any other language, typically what happens is that in most organizations, you'll have another environment that you need to manage, which can execute those languages. But the challenge is you have to copy that data from your centralized data platform to that environment, go run that logic, whether it's in Python code, and whatever the result comes back, you have to copy it back into that platform. So you can see there's a lot of copying, a lot of security risks, because like when data moves, how do you know like the governance and policies actually follow the data, right? And so that is the second layer of the elastic compute. The next layer is what we call Cortex AI. Think of this as AI as a service. And part of the demo, I'll actually show you how you can actually leverage some of the most common popular large language models. You may have heard of Mistral, Reka, Llama, Snowflake. We even have our own large language model called Arctic. And so in this layer, with simple SQL command, just a single line, you can actually call that large language model based on your requirements or use case, which I'll share in the demo later on. And then the layer on top of that is the cloud services. Typically, this is the brains behind Snowflake. So this is what keeps the lights running, if you will. We have a lot of capabilities within the platform. Horizon is a collection of security and governance frameworks. So role-based access control, column masking, row access policies, and so forth. We actually automatically fine-tune the platform for you. So there's nothing from a data engineer's perspective where I need to constantly monitor the platform, fine-tune it, make it go faster. We actually do that for you, right? We also ensure that the platform is running across all the major clouds. And if one data center from the cloud provider were to fail, Snowflake behind the scenes, we actually replicate your data to ensure high availability. So, if anything were to happen at that cloud provider, they have redundancy built in. And so Snowflake, we can actually point to the other surviving data centers for you to continue accessing your data. And then last but not least, we have SnowGrid. This is what also separates Snowflake from the rest, where Snowflake can actually make it easy for you to share data if you're sitting on a different cloud provider. So for example, if you're using Snowflake or AWS in Singapore, and you may have a customer or business partner that's probably using Azure down in Sydney. The beauty about Snowflake is that we can actually share and replicate data very easily between those two environments because the brains and the smarts. So because we are software, we abstract the hardware from the cloud provider. So therefore, it's a lot seamless to the user. So at a high level, that is the Snowflake architecture. And so what we're saying here is that you can have a single platform, but you can have different architecture types depending on your use case. So if you're looking at using Snowflake as a data warehouse to analyze all your structured data, that's possible. If you're looking at using Snowflake as a data lake for all the other different data types, that is also possible. Or if you want to use Snowflake as a data lakehouse, right? Again, that's also possible. Or if you want to use Snowflake as a data mesh. For those that don't know, a data mesh is basically every business unit within your organization, it is their responsibility to ensure that they collect the data from the source system, they transform it so that it becomes usable for other business users or business units to consume that data. Because every business unit, they understand their data, right? So they understand what it looks like, what it should look like, and how it should be presented to all the other business units. So again, a data mesh, as you see here, says is a domain-oriented collaboration, meaning each domain, each business unit, they ensure that the data is clean, is usable, and can be shared with other business users. And of course, in Snowflake, we believe that there is no AI strategy without a data strategy. I mean, we all know everyone wants to embark on AI. You saw some good demos earlier today. Everyone wants to do AI, right? And so from a Snowflake perspective, what we see is there are three key steps to ensure you have an efficient AI strategy. And the first one is strengthening your data foundation. So again, put simply, having all of your data in a central location, single source of truth for all of your workloads. Once you've done that, then it's a lot easier to democratize access to that data so that all the business users can leverage that data for their AI projects, right? So accelerate enterprise AI. And then from there, you can then start building these applications that have AI built into them, and you can distribute those applications within your organization, or you can leverage the Snowflake marketplace and actually publish that application in the marketplace so that other Snowflake users can leverage that application. So if I dive deeper, I'm not going to go through everything here, but this is just to give you an idea of all the Snowflake capabilities in the platform today. Some people may think of us as still as a data warehouse, but we are more than just a data warehouse. We have a lot of capabilities, if you want to do advanced analytics, if you want to if you geospatial data, if you want, when you saw earlier from Eugene presentation about foot traffic, being able to identify certain demographics, and then allow a marketing company to see that, it is the school holidays. We have a lot of uni students around. Maybe it's a good time to start running some other targeted campaigns, like that credit card you saw earlier as well. So we have a lot of capabilities, machine learning, if you want to do time series forecasting, and a lot of cool features with the data. I'll share more about Cortex Analyst and Cortex Search in the demo later on. I talked about leveraging our marketplace, being able to, collect third-party data sets, or even for you can publish your own data sets, and that creates another revenue stream for your business, right? And so, there's a lot of capabilities within the platform today. So you can start with one use case, and then from there, once you're comfortable, you can then start exploring other use cases that, Snowflake can help your business. So finally, why Snowflake as your AI data cloud, right? So, having a unified platform that has all of your data, and then from there, you can start embarking on your AI strategy. It is a fully managed platform. Again, you don't have to worry about the platform itself. We take care of everything for you. And because there are over 10,000 Snowflake customers today globally, you can leverage our marketplace and then to distribute your data sets and apps, right? And then your data sets and applications are exposed to other 10,000 potential customers. And so if you look at the icon here, start small. You can start with a data warehouse workload and work your way up. But one thing to note, Snowflake is not just targeting a specific persona, like a SQL analyst. You can talk to many different personas within your business, whether they're data engineers or they're machine learning engineers. Snowflake can help them with their use case. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly jump to a quick demo. I'm just going to jump into a live system, and let me just quickly start this for a minute. Okay, so the use case here is, imagine if I'm a developer and I'm working for a telco company, and basically my responsibility is to provide some AI-driven insights to my stakeholders. My stakeholders could be my business users and other users within my company. And my job is to make sure that they can make strategic decisions to increase customer satisfaction. So in this demo use case here, I have a lot of tickets have been coming through, and these tickets are in the form of ticket ID, customer name, email address, what service type they're currently using, and what is the request. So you can see here that there's quite a few with regards to roaming charges, right? And then they also include like what sort of contact preference that they prefer, right? Rather they'd like to contact me via text message, or would it be via email? Okay, and so typically what most organizations will do is they look at all these tickets and then they need to categorize, each of these tickets, right? And this can be slow, it's a manual process. So what we can do is we can actually leverage a large language model to help me categorize those tickets. And before you embark on leveraging AI in this example here, you need to give that large language model, the LLM, a prompt. A prompt is basically giving a guidance or context as to what you're trying to achieve, right? And so in this instance here, the prompt I'm giving is, I want you to help me go through and look at all those tickets and tell me which one is a roaming fee category or is a lost phone, added line, and so forth. And so just quickly, as mentioned earlier, within the Snowflake Cortex, I'm calling that a complete function you can see here. I identify which model. So this is Llama 3.1. This is a 405 billion parameter LLM, which is quite large, right? And so I then include the prompt, right, which is categorizing which categories, and then I ran the function, and then you can see here that here's the results, and you can see that the large language model, the response is that this particular ticket is categorized as roaming fees, and you can see there's quite a lot in roaming fees. So perfect, right? I mean, just took seconds, whereas traditionally this will take time. It's a manual process, and mistakes can happen. But you may think that, okay, a large one, that 405 billion parameter is quite large. I want to see if like a smaller model, in this instance, the Mistral 7B, so this is only 7 billion parameters. Maybe this is, let's see the results for this one. And I want to compare both responses. So if you see here, right, I can see that before that's my large LLM response, and this is the response I got from the smaller model. And you can see here that, okay, the response I'm getting is not too bad, right? And which means that I can actually fine tune a large model, right, with a smaller model. And what that means is that you can actually save costs, right? And so part of this process within Snowflake is we can fine tune the smaller model, so the 7B, with the output from the larger model. And so because of time, I just need to quickly go through here. But right now, I've gone through training the model, and this is the model that I've given fine-trained. And I actually ran that function again, and you can see here that the smaller model is behaving or giving the responses like a larger model, right? Which is fantastic. Okay, just quickly. The business has now said, great, you've done that, but I want to ask a little bit more questions about the data itself, right? And so as an analyst, I don't know anything about SQL, right? And so what I want to do is I want to ask a question on, can you give me a breakdown of the customer support tickets by service type? And behind the scenes, I'm actually leveraging a large language model called Mistral. And so you can see here automatically, based on the data I've provided earlier, I just ask a question in natural language. It actually gives me the SQL syntax as well, right? So I can, if I want to, I can actually go and have a look at the table data itself, right? And you can see here that it's giving me the response. So 114 of the service types were cellular. That's the ticket count. And how many were the business internet? You can also, put this in a bar chart if you wish. So that's great, but let's ask another question. So how many unique customers have raised a support ticket and have email as a contact preference? So then this, again, allows the analysts to actually start asking questions, and then they can do further analysis, right? And so it's very easy to build these type of applications within your business. So, talking to your data. So right now, you can see here that in this example, I have 58 unique customers that I can, that have raised a support ticket, right, of cellular and have email as a contact preference. Awesome. The next part of the demo is, okay, great. But what if I have all of these PDF documents, right? And so if I'm a call center person and a call comes in, I want to be able to help address the customer's questions. And so by using this chatbot, if you will, I can ask a question and say, okay, so the person I'm talking to, his name is Gregory. I can easily ask a question of, okay, what does Gregory have? Okay, he's got this particular line plan. And then he's also asking a question about, was he charged roaming fees, right? And so what's happening in the background is we're actually scanning all of these documents that have been broken down into smaller pieces. So that's easy for the large language model to actually go and, retrieve the information for you. And so whilst this is also happening live, the agent can then say, okay, so yes, Gregory was charged international roaming fees. Then maybe I can suggest to Gregory, maybe you should invest in a monthly roaming plan to help you save costs, right? So, just to summarize, so, as a developer, I have access to all of these different large language models. I can help me with classification. I can even do, translation if need be, or I can do sentiment analysis. Have a look at, the agent and the customer. What was the sentiment? Have a look at the transcript to see, okay, was the customer happy? Was the customer not happy? I then created a front-facing application that was the core text search service, the one you saw earlier, about me asking questions, and it actually generated the text to SQL for me. And then finally, asking questions in with unstructured data, so data already sitting there, and then I can retrieve information within seconds. So, as a developer, I have all of these different use cases, all without the data leaving Snowflake, right? All the data is here, it's secure, everything is located, and so it's very easy for my organization, right, to be able to leverage and consume this data. So with that ends my presentation. Thank you for your time, and yeah, I'll be around if you have any questions.
Sir Jono Esvestis there, thank you so much for that presentation. Processing and collecting data more efficiently is definitely something that every business needs. So thank you once again. Now, to round up our demos and presentations for today, we'll be learning about Genesys, which is the Globe Omnichannel Cloud Contact Center. It is a cloud-based contact center that allows customers to better monitor the communication channel of its employees and customers. This sounds quite interesting, and just like everyone else, I myself am quite interested to see how local businesses can make the most of it. So without further ado, please welcome Genesys' Senior Solution Consultant, Mr. Manrik Ting.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Manrik Ting, Senior Solution Consultant from Genesys Cloud. Today, I'm excited to share a significant development in the world of customer experience. Today, we're announcing a strategic collaboration agreement and new native integration between Genesys Cloud and Salesforce Service Cloud. This partnership brings together industry leaders CCaaS and CRM to deliver a firstly jointly release of AI-powered customer experience and relationship manager. By seamlessly integrating Genesys Cloud Enterprise Contact Center and Workforce Engagement Management capabilities into the familiar platform of Salesforce Service Cloud Workspace, we're empowering your team to deliver exceptional customer experience, boost productivity, and drive business growth. To drill down further on this tight integration, basically, we are unifying both data platform. Companies gain a holistic view of customer information, eliminating blind spot, fully enriching AI, and powering personalized conversation. No more manual attribute mapping and data integration. With everything orchestrated or a single orchestration engine, we are able to route and measure all customer interaction or engagement in a more consistent bot and agent-led interaction across any channel, building brand loyalty and reducing operational costs. By accelerating workforce performance using interaction data to spot patterns and training needs and streamline workforce scheduling, we do have integrated our workforce management capability. And lastly, we have a native agent workspace that deliver application switching and improve agent efficiency and AI experience or AI assistance and performance and training and insights. In the next part, we will be going and I'll be showing you a live demo. So, okay, so for this live demo, we will be discussing Capricorn's Coffee latest customer service enhancement. So meet Manrik. Manrik is our agent for today. Once he logs in the Salesforce Service Cloud Voice interface, the first thing that he will see is basically the executive dashboard of Salesforce. In this executive dashboard, Manrik is able to see what is the overview statistics happening within the contact center. Moving along to the agent activity, Manrik is able to see the real-time schedule or high-level overview of the agent's statistics or agent's daily monitoring. This includes, first is the scheduling of what will be my schedule for today. I can also see my coaching and appointment if I have any improvement that I need to do, as well as my evaluation summary here. Under the evaluation summary, basically these are the scores which QA or quality assessment team was able to perform, and they have graded my performance. Below here, I can also see my assigned training modules that was assigned to me by my supervisor. On the right side of the screen, we do have the score summary, or basically this is what we call the gamification. With gamification, it helps promote internal or a friendly competition among co-agent to bring out the best in our performance. Moving along with insights, basically this gives me a more detailed insights on the performance of my other colleagues within the same group. So as I can see how much of them has a better case closure than me after call work time ratio average hold. Going on to the leaderboards, I can see that for this week, the top performer is me. So I can expect some prizes from my supervisor. And last, we can also view our scheduling capability or the WFM. With this scheduling tab, this is basically an AI-generated schedule performed by Genesys Workforce Management, which helps supervisor manages agent attendance and schedules. And it can be also used to trigger a trade shift if I want to change shift with my colleagues, or I can also trigger a request for time off. Now, upon checking all of this information, I think I'm ready to take an interaction. So let me just set myself on queue so that we're ready to take an interaction. Allow me now to call my hotline. So this is a live demo.
Hi, Nico Robin. Thanks for calling Capricorn Coffee. How can I help you brew up a better day?
Can I check the status of my order?
You want to check the status of your order, is that correct?
Yes.
Sure thing. Let me look up your most recent order. Your most recent order for a deluxe espresso 500 machine has been shipped and is due to be delivered on Friday. Let me know what else I can help you with.
I would like to talk to an agent.
Sure, let me get you connected to a caffeine concierge.
So as you can see, I was able to receive the interaction. Let me just. Okay, before moving into that, so as you have noticed, we had basically the customer was able to leverage on the IVRS personalized experience and natural language understanding or voice bot, which helps provide 24/7 availability, efficiency, cost savings, and improved customer experience, and gives Capricorn Coffee the ability to scale. One good thing about this is Nico Robin, basically the customer, was immediately identified by our IVR. And right now, when the calls come in to the agent, it was able to identify Nico Robin as well. If we're going to look on the upper or on the left side of the screen, we can see that this is the profile of Mr. Nico Robin, and these are the email, telephone numbers, and other information. With the help of Salesforce Einstein AI, we are able to see the loyalty status, the lifetime value, and the predictive churn risk as well, based on AI analysis of Salesforce. We can also see all the open cases and closed tickets that this Nico Robin did in Capricorn Coffee. Okay, so basically in the middle portion is where we can see the typical information that we can build and generate in Salesforce. Now let me try to simulate a phone call. I would like to request to reset my password. So as you can see here on the side, on the right side, with AI, with Genesys Copilot or Agent Assist, it produces or it identifies and automatically displayed an FAQ that or a guidance for me to mention. And another AI capability is which is the Einstein Next Best Action. Basically, this is a Salesforce automation. It also triggered a workflow of password reset. So if the customer confirmed that it is a password reset requirement, it immediately pops up a process to trigger a password reset without the need for the agent to move to a different platform to do that certain function. So with here, we just need to verify if the identity of the customer, and we just need to verify the email, then next, then all done. We already did the password reset for the customer. So basically, that's it for my demo. Then once we have ended the call, and maybe select a interaction, with Genesys, we are also able to generate a call summary of our discussion. So just to highlight, the beauty of this integration is by integrating Genesys and Salesforce marks a significant improvement in customer experience by harnessing the power of AI and automation, delivering exceptional customer experience, improve agent productivity, and drive business growth. As we move forward, let's embrace this powerful partnership and unlock full potential of customer-centric innovation. That's it for my presentation, and thank you for your time and attention. Good afternoon.
Thank you for the thorough explanation and demo of Genesys, Sir Manrick. With that, we officially wrap up our presentations and demos for today. Thank you to all of our speakers and our partners, again, Inquiro, M360, AdSpark, Snowflake, and Genesys. And given all of the insight and solutions discussed by our speakers, I'm sure that our attendees may have some questions that they would like to be answered. So let's get right to it with our panel discussion. Now, just a reminder to all of our attendees, if you have a question for our speakers, please make sure to click that Q&A button in your Zoom application so that you can send your questions for the panel discussion. Again, you can type your questions by hitting that Q&A button, and we'll do our best to have all of those addressed by our speakers. And with that being said, to moderate the session, please welcome back Mr. Ijin Kanda. And joining him, of course, are our panelists, Mr. Raf Del Rosario, Mr. Jono Asvestis, Mr. Manrick Ting. Plus, joining the panel is Globe's Business Director, CDA Segment Head, Segment Analytics, who has 15 years of experience in various analytics domains, including data management, reports development, portfolio insights, customer segmentation, predictive modeling, and forecasting. She has worked on consumer and enterprise data and portfolios in the telco and banking industries and holds a Bachelor of Science degree in statistics from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Let's welcome on our screens Miss Ruth Martin Leong. All right, thank you for joining us, everyone. Sir Adrian, I'll leave the rest to you. Looking forward to your fruitful discussion.
Thank you. Good afternoon again, everyone, and I hope you stay tuned, no? Stay interested. Now, probably here's the meat of the more meat to the discussion, ika nga. Again, if you have questions, use the Q&A button. No? All right. Probably start with ladies first. Miss Ruth. Your typical question as a CDA segment head of Globe Business. Can you probably quickly walk us through how do you use data analytics in your day-to-day activity?
Yeah, hi Eden. Good afternoon, everyone. So yeah, I guess being in a data-driven organization such as Globe, data is really an essential part of our everyday work. We leverage data and analytics to make informed decisions and drive strategy and performance. So here in Globe, analytics go beyond just tracking KPIs and generating reports. No, we really try to understand the how and the why beyond the numbers. We analyze our customer behavior and market trends to identify growth opportunities and really create insights that help in tailoring our services to better meet our customers' needs.
One of the tools that we use inside Globe is actually also Snowflake.
Yeah.
Again, we eat our own dog food, not just promoting that and then being boastful about it, but it's actually we kind of partnered internally and also externally to both use and have our clients also use Snowflake. With that said, the next question is actually for Jono. Quickly, even though probably people will already know this, just for you and to reiterate this stuff. The question is, what sets Snowflake apart from other cloud providers and their solutions and offerings?
Thanks, Ejin. Great question. As I shared earlier, the one thing about Snowflake is a fully managed platform, so software as a service, which means you just load your data into the platform and off you go. Whereas when you look at other cloud providers and their solutions, you tend to have to stitch everything together, and there are a lot of moving pieces that need to stitch up, whether that's identity access management, key rotation. There's a lot of native services within the cloud provider that you need to build, you need to manage, you need to upgrade. There's a lot of things that you need to maintain. So you need to have a dedicated team for the cloud infrastructure to manage, and then you also need a dedicated team to manage the data platform. So you can imagine how this can really increase the cost in the business. Whereas in Snowflake, you only just pay for what you use, and so we make it really, really simple for customers to use our platform.
Thank you, Jono. Quick follow-up to that question, and I know I think you also mentioned in your presentation that Snowflake kind of starting using Gen AI. This question specifically is with regards to that. Personally, what use cases do you see in the next evolution with specifically with regards to Gen AI?
Yep. So I'm pretty sure everyone will raise their hand who's been using ChatGPT. So I think that really exploded. That really got everyone to start leveraging AI for their business. And so in the demo I showed earlier, you can see they can leverage large language models to extract value from text or even pictures, if you will. What we're seeing in the market now is using vision. So, imagine being able to extract insights from pictures. For example, imagine if I were in a manufacturing assembly line and, I have someone looking at like computer chips, looking for defects. I mean, to the human eye, that will take forever, right? And so you can start leveraging this new thing called large vision models. So similar to computer vision, basically, but feeding a model that's been trained to look at images and be able to extract value based on the questions they ask, right? So I see that large language models is great for extracting text, right? But that's one use case. But I see now using video, using images to ask an AI assistant model to get insights from there. So I think that's what we're seeing. That's going to be coming up soon.
Yeah, thanks, Jono. And in relation to large models, may it be language or vision models, and then when you say large models, not data specifically, right? Meta or Facebook and Google also always comes into mind. And this question actually is related to that. For Raf, how do you see, or how do our audiences or custom audiences from Inquiro embed into Meta and Google via AdSpark? Or another flavor to that question is what is or what was the match rate of each of those platforms?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. So one of the main problems that individuals with first-party data when ingesting in Google as custom audience or Facebook is the match rate. So the match rate usually ranges around 75% to 85%. So luckily, with SIM registration and us streamlining the 92 million first-party data and their attributes, every time we ingest them within Facebook or in Google, we're able to reach around 92% to 95% match rate. So with this, we know that the audience that you are actually targeting is definitely the interested party. And most commonly, the funny thing that happens with brands is that they have a target market in mind, but when it comes to actual online transactions, it's completely the opposite. I have a client called Culture Blends, and they came into the market 5 years ago thinking that my target would be yuppies or schoolgoers, college students. But later on, when we opened the product online, the people engaging and actually purchasing their products were actually 45-year-olds to 54-year-olds, and the data proves so. So by doing proper targeting and knowing your audience through first-party data, ingesting it accordingly, you can streamline who to target based on actual results and potentially improve your total business. Thank you.
Thanks for a follow-up question on that one. My supposed to be question was, what are the basis of those attributes that you've mentioned? And I kind of digress from that question because the example that you gave me is a very interesting one in terms of pivoting and being call this agile from that perspective. Sorry to put you on the spot, bro, but probably in your experience, how do you typically handle those types of pivoting from that specific example of your that client?
Okay, for Culture Blends, the pivoting actually happened. So there's usually a briefing that comes with client. So to answer the pivoting, it comes down on data. So we had executions from Facebook, Google, programmatic, and even some special executions with special buys and G. By having all these, we tagged their website accordingly to track the user journey, whether they were adding to cart, checking out, completing the payment details. And from that detail, we would know which platform performed the best. So for this example, what platform performed the best for them was actually Facebook. So from Facebook, we knew that we had to pivot after 2 weeks of data sets. So you always have to make sure that you optimize every 2 weeks. Check out your data, simple as, am I meeting the benchmarks or website lands? Are my customers jumping off my website quicker? So by doing so, you can pivot already the spend more towards Facebook because it's converting more. And then you can streamline the targeting further in order for your effective cost per lead to be reduced, as well as improve the creatives and the messaging. You can A/B test multiple different messagings that can lower down your cost per acquisition even further. And that's really the goal of optimization or agile movement. make sure that you take time to put it on calendar just to review data sets, because sometimes it just takes 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and you would know that there was an error. And with that, you can make the proper decision to optimize for your brand or even for your sales.
And would it be also correct that aside from just agile decision making, agile action is also important, so to
Correct.
speak? Thank
Yeah.
you. And with regards to action, I would like to point my question to Manrik specifically. Um, what are the typical challenges? Because when you did the presentation for me, CRM, CCaaS, those are pretty big words, so to speak. Big platforms to integrate. And then the first thing that comes into probably a person's mind is what are the common challenges that the traditional CCaaS and a CRM integration typically would encounter?
Well, what I have seen in the market, specifically here in the Philippines, which we are a very big contact center driven market, basically, it's always a broken experience when it comes to CCaaS or contact center and CRM. That's why you will notice whenever you call any hotline number, you need to wait for a longer wait time. They need to verify you. And basically, the customer experience is really bad. So basically, what we have seen recently is there are a lot more and more contact center company or contact center or customer service team reaching out to us and looking for a way to enhance and automate this experience. So the typical challenge is basically silo of product, trying to wasting a lot of time consolidating data and basically no visibility. At the end of the day, it's all about data that we are trying to put together and mash together.
Agree, understood. Follow-up question on that, Manrik. When it comes to challenges and typically for implementation and migration, so to speak, it 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 always comes into my mind. How long does it take? I want this. I'm interested. I have the money. I'll pay you. How long can I use it? How long does it take for me to implement this for us to be successful?
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. It typically depends on how complex the use case of a contact center needs. If there will be a lot of integration and automation to be done, then definitely it will be much longer. But typically, most of our implementation, if we're just going to integrate the customer details, call logs, interaction details in the CRM, typically it would just take us around 30 days to integrate, and it could be as long as 60 days, depending on the complexity.
Just as long as everything is prepared and no surprises, right, Manrik?
Yep, as long as no surprises. That's always
All
the
right.
secret.
All right. Probably in the essence of time, last question and last question again. We started with the lady, we'll end with the lady. Miss Ruth, um, Globe Business, as we know, offers a one-stop shop for the data and ICT solutions. Um, for the benefit our audience, and this is the question for the answer is actually for them. How does this integrated approach benefit businesses compared to sourcing these data and ICT solutions from services from multiple providers? Would you walk us through how would it be beneficial for our clients to get at least majority of their needs from Globe?
Yeah, I think Globe's businesses one-stop shop approach, simplifies the operation for companies by consolidating data and ICT solutions under a single provider, like Globe. So therefore reducing the complexity and time spent managing different vendors. So instead of talking to different vendors, they will just talk to Globe, and Globe could help them, as they've seen through this presentation, right? We have a lot of partners. We have partners in data, cloud, business intelligence, or marketing, such as Inquiro, for example. So this really simplifies a lot of things for our clients, and this enhances the efficiency and ensuring seamless connectivity, data management, and support services, which can also be customized also for the different needs of each business. So by streamlining these processes, businesses can actually focus more on really unlocking the insights, driving growth and innovation for their business. knowing that they have their digital infrastructure or their analytics intelligence is consistently being supported already.
Thank you, Ms. Ruth. And I would like to call that, I would like to veer away from the single neck to choke. I would like to call it a single hand to shake. Because at the end of the day, we have to look at it positively. We have to look at it from a successful point of view, or at least from a positive mindset. So, single hand to shake, so to speak. Thank you, Ms. Ruth. With that said, thank you for the panelists for your time and your insights and your expertise to be sharing with everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Sir Ijin, for moderating that discussion. And of course, thank you as well to Sir Raf, Sir Jono, Sir Manric, and Miss Ruth for sharing your invaluable insights with us today. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll be capping off our program with some more excitement because we're about to head into our raffle draw. So if you haven't yet, this is your last chance to answer our Let's Connect form in order to join the raffle. Again, this is your last shot. Scan that QR code and it'll take you to the form. Again, this is your last chance before we do our raffle draw. Now, before we do get to our raffle draw, I think we can all say that we were able to learn quite a lot about how data-driven solutions and automation can truly help our businesses grow through customer engagement. With the different solutions provided by Globe Business and its industry partners today, I'm sure that any of them would be a valuable asset to helping your business improve. Now, with that in mind, let's hear from another innovation-driven leader of Globe Business who is excited to see how we can all continue to grow together. That's all. Welcome to our screens, Globe Business's Senior Director for Business Solutions Consulting, Mr. Marlon Cruz.
Yes, good afternoon, and thank you for spending the afternoon with us. I want to thank my heartfelt thank you to our esteemed partners, Brave Connective, Snowflake, Genesys, meaning your presentations have vividly illustrated how data-driven strategies and intelligent automations are reshaping the business landscape and redefining customer engagement. So for our audience, meaning think about the possibilities of imagine predicting customer needs before they even arises, meaning automate complex process to free up valuable human capital and creating personal experiences across every touch point. This is how data-driven and automated approach is. However, this transformation is not just about technology. It's about fostering culture of innovation, embracing data as a strategic asset, and making sure everyone in your company has the right information at the right time to make smart and quick strategic decisions. It's about creating a truly connected ecosystem where data flows seamlessly. Insights are readily available and decisions are made with agility and precision. So let me walk through you on some of the key points I capture during the presentation of our distinguished speakers, meaning Agent talks about the value of having a customer insights and having a right target market. When Jono presented, he highlighted the challenge of having a silo data infrastructure, the importance of having the single source of truth. Okay, I was excited with the presentation of Genesys, because it's my first time seeing, meaning a contact center integrating with a CRM, that provides a seamless customer and employee experience. And of course, the presentation of Brave Connective that focus on automated approach in digital advertising and marketing, harnessing the power of AI to acquire clients or services at a lower cost of acquisition based on market rate. So in Globe, we don't build partnership. We just don't build partnership. We build an ecosystem. No, I hope after this session we would have continuous engagement, because at the end of the day, what we want is, as Globe Business, we want to impart on how we can help you understand your data, regardless if that is a structured or unstructured. We wanted to walk you through a data management architecture, the importance of a data lake, the data warehouse, as a single source of truths. We want you to gain valuable insights, because these valuable insights are information that can give you, that you can base your strategic decision to unlock the power of your business. So with that, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks everyone. Maraming salamat.